Are you ready to see?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Peace, this is Just Blaze. I'm here with the homie, the one and only, Caddy Customs, and we're back on the grind, crafting sneakers for some of the biggest names in culture and chopping it up with them about the moments that inspired their artistry. Our guest today is not your average. He's a near and dear friend of mine. We grew up together. Our careers are intertwined, and we've been tight for decades. This man is respected for his artistry, his intellect, his hustle, and more recently, his entrepreneurship. He was the first artist signed to Rocafella Records, and his wordplay and timeless music are revered by rappers across generations. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my brother, Memphis Bleek!
Bro, what's up, brother?
Nice
to meet you, love.
All right, so look, you yelling out the name.
Yo, I seen the wall. That's
You
why
see
I
the
had
wall?
to ask, you know? They told me you putting it down out here.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I definitely need me a fresh pair.
I got you. So before we get started, we do a sneaker check. So we got to see what you got on, just and see what you got on.
Oh, man, I just got on some Dior sneakers. Light flex.
I like that. Those is fly. I like those
they're
fly.
fresh,
Yeah,
fresh.
they are.
What you got
They
on, Caddy?
dog now, though.
I got on the Jordan 4 Crafts.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know,
It's
keep
like
it simple.
lavender.
What is it,
I know.
velvet?
Those is hard.
Swag.
Yeah,
Thank
she
you.
killing those.
Thank you.
I got on, these are special to me. Metacom 1, SBs. I remember being at the Metacom offices in Japan. We were talking about doing some custom bread brick stuff, and these had just come out.
Wow.
They didn't have any more stock in the office, but I was in Harajuku, and these was just sitting there.
No way.
They were like, yo, you're Just Blaze here.
Oh, wow.
They just gave them to you? Unbelievable. So
Love that.
we could get 150 for those, is what you're telling me.
Maybe like 5 bands, maybe like 5.
You know what I'm saying?
Now look, do you have any predictions on what these may look like?
No, I have
No
clue.
idea?
No clue.
Are you ready to see?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Ooh, they ain't playing with them.
Ooh.
They ain't these. I'm wearing these.
Yeah, you wearing them?
These getting worn. Like
that's what's
usually
up.
shit go in the closet, you know. Nah,
Yeah.
these getting stepped in.
Them getting
with
stepped
the
in.
warehouse patch. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's
Put
what's
some
up.
respect
And just
on the
said,
house, man.
Just said you have a classic style. Like you didn't want to
Yeah.
do too much. Like you don't do colored toe boxes.
Yeah, no, the top right here, no, definitely. You know, yeah, I'd have been like, nah.
No, I was fighting for that. I'm like, no, but we just gotta do something. He like, I'm
sitting there
telling you,
like-
he gonna be clowning.
Now, see, the thing is,
Hold on, and they put the Dusse logos on them.
we gonna get into it. We gonna get into all of it.
Yeah, this
But
is it right here,
The
Cap.
funny thing is what you don't realize is how much of an inspiration you've been for a lot of the shoes that have been made here for one reason only. I'm not gonna say names, but I remember somebody showing up the baseline with the colored toe box.
Oh, man.
And you and Dame laughed this dude out the room so hard. It was a gray high top Air Force One that had a blue toe box. And it's for the
I
rest
remember those, the blue and gray ones, and they came out with the matching colors, and they made the top blue. I remember those, yeah.
I have made it a point to this day to make sure that nobody ever walks out with a pair of colored toe boxes.
5, 3, 4. You murdered these.
If you look at the back of the shoe, it's funny. You just called out one of the first details that I want to talk about. We have our man Brian who did the embroidery in the back. So instead of the regular Nike Air, we got NYC 534.
Yeah.
Right.
Now that's not only the album titles, it's the address. It's your
Yes,
address,
that's
right?
my building.
That's
That's
the
where I was
building.
born and raised.
Can you break down what life was like pre-rap before you were even thinking about rap?
Before rap, shit, everything was basketball, baseball, was just trying to find out a way to get out the situation I was in, you know? Living in the projects was like anybody else, urban life, struggle life, you know? But you made the best of it. Mom made the best of it. We never struggled like that where we missed a meal or anything like that. But growing up, it was all about trying to do something to change my perspective or our position in what we was in.
Can you think of the first record or the first song you ever fell in love with?
Oh, man, yeah, I know what it was. ABC, Another Bad Creation, man.
Okay.
Word
Aisha?
up. Yeah, Aisha. They had a song called Aisha, and I knew too many Aishas that wasn't described the way they was describing her. So it was like, I don't think they know the real Aisha.
Right.
I gotta tell them the real story. So that was like one of my first songs that I got the instrumental and was rhyming to, for real.
Oh, wow.
So there's a Bleek version of Aisha.
No, it wasn't no studio time
No,
back
I'm just
then.
saying,
It was
but I'm
just,
saying, like, you wrote something.
Yes,
So that's on
the real version of
Aisha.
Aisha. Yeah, telling them the Project Aisha.
Okay.
Word.
So Just knows you very well. Like,
Yes, that's my bro.
And you guys made music together. What story can you tell from the collaborations you guys shared?
Oh man, I got one that's always gonna stick to mind, like Round Here.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't even know Just did the beat.
Okay.
And he didn't even want to give me the beat. Like, that's one beat I could say he didn't want to give to me. Like, every other song we did, we worked it, yeah, he made the beat specifically for me. Bleek, this is for you. Go do your thing. It's like, all right, cool, I got the stimulus pack, let me go work.
Okay.
But this one fun day, I come into the studio and he just playing this beat. And I'm like, yo, what is that? He was like, son, I'm working on, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm gonna mess with it. I'm like, play it again. He like, you like this? I'm like, just give me that record.
Okay.
Trust me, give me that record. And here we are, turned in Around Here. So that I think that was the best because it was something he didn't expect from me. You know, as a producer, as an artist, you, like, even with the sneakers, you have a direction, you know what a person likes.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you could come across something that you didn't even expect a person was gonna like, and that was that one right there. And to this day, that's like one of my biggest records everywhere I go. And when I tell people Just Blaze did the beat, they like, you lying. Because they used to the club, the Just Blaze in the beginning, that they didn't hear that, so it went over their head.
Right, I struggled with that one. Like, how do I put my name on this? Because the record is such a different speed. I'm like, I can't be on there like, Just Blaze. So like, if you listen, right before you start rapping, I'm like, Just Blaze.
Wow.
Like, go back and listen to it.
Yeah,
I'm whispering it, right? And it's funny because sometimes, the same way as a producer, your job is to pull the best out of an artist. Sometimes the artist has to show you the other places you're capable of going.
We had drama over that song, because I remember Jay was like, yo, why we gonna pay him? Let's just put Beans on there. We could save the money. And I'm like, yeah, but I got 40 records with Beans. And that's not new.
Right.
This is new.
Right.
Like, okay, you wanna waste some money on these new rappers? Okay. And look, T.I. blew up. I don't think that was a waste.
That was great foresight. On the flip side, we know that one era where you was passing on everything.
Oh my God.
That was...
Yo, chill. One beat that you gave me that I passed up, and I remember you gave me the phone call for it. The Can't Let You Go record with Lil Mo.
Okay.
I had that beat for months and just called me out the blue. Yo, Fab want that beat, man. I know you had it, but you ain't been working with it, man. And I'm on the phone like, Fab, he ain't getting this beat. Hell no way. And I'm thinking like, but this is Fab Lane. Like, why am I wasting the beat? I couldn't even think of nothing. He gave it to Fab. They shot the video, Can't Let You Go. I call him back. I knew we shouldn't have gave Fab that beat. What the hell, yo?
It was a few of those. Like, I remember one time I walked into the studio and somebody asked like, yo, what's the hot record right now? And Hov was like, whatever Bleek passed up on last month.
That's right. No, but one beat I was mad that you gave away was Pump It Up.
Everybody was mad.
I was pissed at that.
But
that beat is hard.
Here's the thing is, everybody was mad at me retroactively. Because what nobody remembers is I played it for everybody. Beans fell asleep.
Beans always was sleeping.
Yeah, he was always asleep.
Beans was always asleep in the studio.
Mac was like, yeah. Knocked out. If you know Mac, that's what it was. As you see, we have the Dusse print here.
Yeah, I see. I got the Dusse print. They know I popped that thing off, man. Like.
So tell us about how your relationship, like, what is your involvement in your relationship in that situation?
It actually started with my wife.
Okay.
Like, you know, I'm sitting in the house. This is when you thinking like. This is the part where rappers, I say, these rappers take every pill in the world, but the one pill they run from is the reality pill.
Right.
They'll take a perk all day, but that reality pill, they like, no, doc,
What's
I don't
the
want that.
reality pill?
When you know it's over.
Okay, your rap career?
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Yeah, when you know they ain't checking for you. So it was at that point where I was in my career, you dropping mixtapes, and the response just ain't the same.
Okay.
It's like, you need a different approach. What's next? And my wife was there, she like, man, your brother got 700 companies. Why don't you go up there and find out which company you want to take over or be a part of? So I'm like, all right, cool. So the next day I went to the office, and it just so happened they had the bottle of Dusse sitting on the table. So I look at Jay, I'm like, yo, what's this? He like, yo, this new cognac we working with. I'm thinking about releasing it, but I don't know. And I'm like, let me try it. We took shots in the office. I'm like, this is it. Right. I'm like, yo, bro, we could pop this off. I could definitely shake this in the street. He like, what? Let me see. And then there you go. Oh, yeah, went out Dusse Mafia. The approach
well, I mean,
we did.
Y'all did it long enough for free, whether it was Army or whoever. You know, Belvedere.
Armadale, we was drinking rubbing alcohol just. Word up.
That's crazy. And as you look closer, like, this is a reflective material. So when you out at night and the light hit it, it's gonna look crazy. Yeah, it's gonna
I'm gonna have to be like Just. These only get worn on carpet floors.
Yeah,
These can't get worn on regular floors. Gotta be like Princess Amunda.
So for the tongue tags, obviously we got the classic.
I see. Welcome to Marcy.
The thing about it is like,
fire.
It's interesting because I know you've moved on to greener pastures, but New York, they try to change the image of the project, so they're making the signs nicer now. Pardon me. They're making the signs nicer now. They're making them bright colors. Like these are project signs that I remember.
Yeah, it's the original. Yeah, the Marcy Housing sign, they took it down because so many people was coming to Marcy to take pictures with it that they actually took the sign down. They only have one up by the rent office. So it's like, come pay.
Right.
Come pay. You can take this picture.
Exactly. We had our two most dominant, I would say, projects in hip hop would probably be Marcy and Queensbridge.
No, you ain't lying. That's a fact.
You know, it was...
And you got to put Left Rack up there. Nori put Left Rack on the map, too.
Did it ever even occur to you, like, some of the greatest talents are coming from these projects, but they're shaping the world?
No, that's a fact. And trust me, I didn't know we was going to have this impact.
Right.
I didn't think. All I wanted was people to like the music. That was it. You write something, you was hoping you could get somebody to like it.
Right. Well, I mean, you think about it. People always ask me about our era. And they're like, so did you guys know you were doing it? I'm like, no, we didn't know nothing.
No, we didn't know. You just did it.
We were just making records.
That's right. We just was having fun, doing what we did.
Right. You never know that you're making history when you're in the process.
Exactly.
It's only when you look back.
And you'd be like, oh, wow, that was historic. Or people, you know, like, some people still try to recreate that rock wave. And it's just, you got a couple people that came close. So the closest team that I thought was going to do it was the ASAP crew. Right. I can't front that. They all was shaking.
Right, yeah, no doubt.
Word up.
That's dope. So I know you grew up with Jay. You've been knowing him as a kid.
Yes.
So it's like, and you knew that he was different. So what's your favorite story growing up with Jay?
Oh, man, I used to get in trouble for trying to hang with Jay.
Really?
Yeah, because they was the big-time dope boys.
Okay.
And I knew shit was different, like, because we be in the house. This is what I'm talking about, early 90s, late 80s. This is fan days, where it's hot outside, there's no such thing as an air conditioner. AC, we didn't know what that, I didn't know what that was. All I knew was the fan, you get your little water bottle, spray it, and make it a little cooler. Right. So that's what I knew. So, you know, Jay, his mom and his sisters and them, my mom worked, they were all friends. So Jay never used to be home. So one day, my mom was at work and I had to go to his house to wait for my mom and them come home. And then, you know, we in the house and I'm with his nephews and stuff. And his door open. It's like you open the door, you looked in Hollywood, you closed the door, you was back in Newark. Like, something ain't right. Open this door again, Hollywood, back the bricks. Something ain't right. Like, so I'm about, like, I'm telling you, you got all white carpet. And I'm talking about 91, 90.
Wow.
White carpet, white floor model TV, everything white in the room.
Wow.
AC blowing. Wow. Felt like a mall, like when you walking by Macy's or something, you know, you go get that. Oh, let's stop in here. No, you don't want nothing, you just hot.
Right.
That's what his room felt like. And it was like, yo, from that day was like, what the hell is he doing that none of us out here is doing? Because we all out here using fans. Why he got an AC?
See, that's a cool story because, you know, me being younger, I don't know that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know he had the dope boy background, but like hearing it, like how you've known him when you was a kid and grew up with him.
Jay was the dope boys. I used to get, like, you know, I was always, people think, you know, when you grow up, when you say you grew up with Jay, they think we hung together. They don't realize he was more like the uncle.
Right.
You know, Jay, like what? 6, 7 years older than me, 8 years back then, that's an eternity.
Yeah,
you could
absolutely.
Be shit. And Jay was always rolling, man. I'm telling you, he'd give me $100. This is penny candy store days, where I was Nino Brown in public school in elementary. Because he would give me $100 and be like, yo, Bleek, go to the store, get me a Pepsi and keep the change. It's like, this when Pepsi's was $1, not $2, $1. So I got $99. Like, I'm up.
Yeah,
No,
you
now
was
I'm
up.
going to school the next day buying 500 Tootsie Rolls and this. I was the man in school. That's what first taught me what VIP and bottle service was like.
Wow. Okay, yeah. That was the kid version.
Straight up, had the lunchroom on fire.
Nah, that's cool. So, as you can see, the sock liner is that yellow from your first album, Coming of Age.
I like that.
AverX
You see,
jacket.
Yeah, the
to match the
AverX.
AverX jacket.
See what you mean about history? If I'd have known that jacket would have went down in history, I'd have kept it.
Can you tell us your first solo record, what it meant?
Oh, my first solo record without the training wheels, because Jay was on some bull. He wouldn't let me do nothing back in the day.
Yeah.
Everything, he had to be there, tutelage. So my first solo record actually came on a Clue tape. On Clue first album, The Professional, was the Thugged Out Shit record. That was my first time in the studio, dolo, by myself, no training wheels, nothing. Like, I got this.
What was you thinking during those moments?
I'ma kill this shit.
Yeah?
Like,
okay.
they ain't wanna let me showcase what I can do. It's time to showcase.
Right.
Like, it's on now.
Right, that's
Like,
dope.
we always had that friendly competition, and I can honestly say Beans increased it. When they signed Beanie Siegel, it was like a whole shift, because remember, I was the only artist.
Right.
I was the first artist, so everything was Bleek. When Philly came, it was like everything was Beans, so I was a hater. Like, what? Who the hell is these niggas? They think they taking my shine? Hell no. And that's what it was. It was always competition, and I used to always be like, damn, this nigga Beans too nice.
Wow.
I gotta step up.
So you guys are both talking about music from the mid-90s into the early 2000s.
Yes.
And what were your favorite tracks from that era?
See, I listened to everything. That's why it's hard for me to pick New York City, because I was in the 8-Ball and MJG at that time.
Okay.
You know, I was heavy 8-Ball and MJG fan. Busta Rhymes, he did the Busta Rhymes album. I remember when you produced that album, I was on that album hard.
Right,
But Trick Daddy too. That's what made me do the Trick Daddy record, put him on around here, because Trick Daddy I was a huge fan of his, listening to all his albums, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I could say at that time when we were Rocafella, that's who I probably was listening to the most, Trick Daddy.
That's dope.
Yeah, I mean, we spent so much time down there too,
Word up.
developing that relationship. For people that don't know, actually nobody really knows. this.
Nobody knows.
So really, what y'all know as the State Property album, right? Started out as
Beans
a
and Bleek.
Beans and Bleek album. There was no end game. It
No,
was just
it
everybody.
just go.
We got they got cribs for all of us.
They put us in Circle House, which is the best studio, but the worst studio at that time.
Wow.
For any artist that's on the come up, don't put them in Circle House.
Wow.
Like, you have to be Drake, Future. You know what I mean? Like, already got some type of success to be in that studio. Just to be coming from the hood, trying to win, and they put you in Circle House was the worst move. Like, it's a big mansion, they have pools everywhere, maids making brownies. It's like,
The Maids was the best.
it's like, work. I made it. I don't gotta work no more.
And you know the worst part about this, or the second to worst part about this, is that the hard drive died. So all of those songs
That we did had a couple songs.
No, it was 7 songs
Yep,
recorded.
we had a couple songs.
They only were ever on one CD, and the hard drive for that died. I still have the drive in hopes that one day can be recovered. But I remember we went down there, and at the time, you was also understandably a little off focus because your brother
was in the hospital. Yeah,
right, he had that accident. You know, was it a motorcycle accident?
Yeah,
right?
he got hit by a car riding a motorcycle.
So, like, understandably, your focus isn't all the way there. So what Mac was doing was just, as dudes was coming home or getting out of whatever situation they was in, he was just flying them down there.
And then just started knocking out records,
Right,
man.
next thing you know, there's 20 State Property songs. We're like, all right, I guess we're making this an album.
Yeah.
What really sparked it was when Free did Rock the Mic by himself.
And the Gunners did Can't Stop, Won't Stop. And it was on.
All of that happening like in one place at one time.
And it was on from there.
Yeah, with no real plan. So moving on to more details, one of the things that we always talk about here is the foundation that you stand on. You know, so inside here, what we actually have.
I see, man. You got the Memphis Bleek album
Just
covers.
the whole anthology.
Yo, I can't wear these. These going up on the mantelpiece,
And
man.
then
These going classic.
We got some extra ones for you too.
But these are very specific. You, me, him, and her.
This is ill, man. You know what I mean? My verse is on your feet, dog.
Yeah, exactly.
You just got verses. You can walk with some heat. You know what I'm saying?
But and I don't know if you ever recognized this, but from the outside, the perception, I feel like, of the world or the culture, their perception of you changed with this record. And what I mean by that is you know it's different when you have the verse that you could cut off every other line and the crowd knows all the words.
Yeah.
You had good records before that. People knew the hooks or whatever. They weren't necessarily...
Singing the rhymes.
Right. That one...
Was one.
I'm DJing a party still to this day.
Yeah.
Every other line, people know every word.
And it's crazy because, you know, working with Irv Gotti was the reason for that, when you made singles. Because Irv he was a big preacher on, when they sing a hit record, they don't sing your verse. They sing the hit and they sing the hook and they dance to the beat. Right. So why you take it forever writing the verse that no one is gonna even remember? They're gonna remember the beat and the chorus and go on to the next one. So get through it and do what you gotta do. Let's go to the next one. That was his thing. But then when you get in the studio with Jay, and you hear Jay talking about knock the man off your polo sweater, it's like, let me get this beat, I'll be back. I gotta go home and write this verse.
Well, that's one thing I always say about the genius of Jay. We used to talk about that in the studio. We used to call them tricks, right? It's like, and the trick was the parts that the audience knows to sing along to without you having to tell them to sing along, right? You think about it. You've never seen him say, all right, this is your turn.
Yeah.
Nah, he
automatically knew. You write that little sing-along part. Like, Jay was a master at that, man. He's a master at that. Because even when I did like that, like I had the one part, slow down, shake your ass, like you do in the Matrix, the slow part. And he came in and heard it, like, put that in all 3 rhymes. Put that in all 3 verses. You want them to do that every time you rap. I'm like, you know what? Okay. And then now it works.
He
was the master of the show tricks, for sure.
So what was the creative environment like at Rocafella?
See, I was a cheater because him and Guru is early morning bandits like me. So 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm in there with them. Like this fun. I'm able to work. Because once 4 or 5 o'clock come, you gotta remember, you got state property, which is Beans, Freeway, the Young Guns, you got Old Skino and Sparks and Petey Crack. We only had 2 rooms. So everybody fighting for a room. You already knew one room was J room automatic. So we prayed he didn't come to the studio. And then when we signed Dipset, MOP, the studio was crazy. So it was like, yo, fam, you in that room, you better be making some heat. Don't be in there making no bullshit or you wasted time. You got the whole crew sitting out here. We all waiting to go next. So it was very, very competitive in baseline. It was going down.
So I like the joint that you had with Rihanna. That was her first track, you know, with Rocafella.
So
How
mad
did
at
that come
myself.
together? Why?
Cause I ain't shoot a video to that record.
Oh man.
You know that's that. You thinking you lit. Ain't know she was gonna be the real lit one.
Right.
I was the lit one then. Now it's like I was holding up a candle to the sun.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's it. That record came about. It's so weird. I didn't even want to do the record.
Really?
Yeah, because we had a producer, a good friend of mine, homie Bink. He did the beat.
Bink did that?
Yep, Bink did that beat. And when I heard it, I was like, yo, I think I have a record like this. Like, I didn't see the vision of it. So Jay was the one who was like, nah, I got a hook for it, Bleek. I got a girl who gonna sing on it. Trust me, once you hear the chorus,
that's wild.
you gonna like it.
I got a girl, like, referring to Rihanna as like, I got a girl that's gonna sing on it.
He was like, yo, I got this girl we just signed. She dope. Trust me, I'm gonna put a hook on it, and then you gonna. And once he came back to the studio with the hook, it was like, okay, I got it. This is easy now.
Okay, so Bleek, I need you to be real with us for real. Like, are these really your style? Like, would you wear these?
Yes, Air Force Ones all day. You kidding me? I was gonna wear some Air Force Ones with this outfit, but just regular, white on white.
Okay.
But then Just was like, we doing a sneaker show. So I said, nah, let me throw on some, you know what I mean? Some little bit more.
You would have actually been proving my point. Because I've been sitting there telling them, like, yo, he's classic, simple, easy.
Like, you know?
This is the best sneaker I think ever made because it can go with anything. You can wear it with a suit, you can wear it with shorts, you can wear it with pants.
That's dope.
It's a universal sneaker.
We didn't touch on Florida.
Oh.
That's where you at now.
Let's talk about that Florida boo.
Oh, man.
Because you've turned into that guy that comes back to New York and you're like, I gotta come into the city.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here. Like, as soon as I land, it's like, I gotta go. Because I'm already about to beat the cab drivers up at the airport. It's like, I didn't even get out the airport, and I'm back on my New York shit. It's like, it's happened too fast. I couldn't take the cold no more, Just.
I'm right there with you.
It happened. It was just one snowy day. A nigga went outside and came back in the house, and I was bacular. was like, I just turned into Bacula. Like, how that happened?
Right.
My back was fucked up from shoveling, and I'm like, you know what, this is it. And then one of my homies, he said the illest statement to me. He was like, yo, if I'ma struggle in my flip-flops, not my Timbs. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm
That is
out.
a bar. I like that.
It was that easy.
That was it. I'm out.
So one thing that we've, when you look at just the shoe itself, I mean, obviously it's a celebration of you and your accomplishments.
I love them,
Your
man.
contributions to the culture. And also, like, we didn't want to go too dark with it. We wanted to keep it light, keep it very summer. So we started calling them the Dear Summers.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
So speaking of Dear Summer, like the record itself, right? It's a very interesting arrangement because
I'm mad at that record too. Okay, let's go. I'm mad at that record too. It's a lot of records I don't like. I'm just mad at.
But you can't be that mad at it because it's on a Memphis Bleek album, and ultimately people looking for that record.
They gotta go to my project.
Exactly, they had to go to.
We tried to do what we did with his album.
Right.
With Volume 3, with Volume 2 it was, where I set the album off. When you buy the album, he was like, yo, when a person purchased my album and they hear you first, it's gonna blow their mind. Like, the first thing you hear is, nah, this ain't Jigga, it's your little nigga Bleek.
Reporting
So
to
it was
you,
ill.
right.
But it worked for me. But when I did mine, when he did the record, it was like, yo, why you put Jay on your joint? He damn near killed your whole album with that record. and then Jay like, yo, why you ain't put a verse on it? Yo, my man, you never told me it was open space for a verse. Like,
Yeah, I don't remember that.
yeah, you feel me?
I don't remember that conversation.
Yeah, he like, yo, you should have put a verse on it. Where? On the outro?
But it still ultimately drove sales for you.
Yes,
right?
definitely.
I think that's
and still you still get a mechanical for that because it's a record on your album.
Yes.
So like it's not many people that can say that they have somebody of that stature that will toss them effortless looks
record.
like that.
Yeah, I know. You ain't lying, man. I got a couple records from Jay just on the, yo, you want this record? That's how I got Murder.
That's right, that was on your album because we did that for him.
Yeah.
I remember
That's how I
that.
got Murder. He was like, man, I got too many records on my album.
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
remember
this one
this.
ain't make it. Bleek, put it on your album. It's like, okay, let me get that. I'll gladly take that.
Right.
See, that's cool.
Yo,
That's cool.
I would love to find, because the version that's on the album, I remember Scott Storch had to do the beat over.
Yep. Talking to doing beats over, you saved the record. Jess is always the record saver at Rocafella, man. Just so y'all know. So the version of Hypnotic that the world hears, remember, wasn't the original beat. We couldn't clear the sample.
Right.
Just came in there like this, I got it, baby, the flutes and everything.
Right.
And made it more classic than the original.
Right.
It's crazy. The one record that I got from you, that I listen to all the time, man, and I'm so mad we never put it on the album, was the record Yes.
So I'm not gonna front
Yo.
the homie conservator that does some engineering work for us. He's like, yo, so if you see him Bleek in 2 days, ask him why he ain't put Yes on the album. And you know, it's funny, I was like, yo, here, I went in the closet and got something for him. Because I have a box of the
All
vinyl.
the old joints, yeah.
Of the vinyl, so I gave him the vinyl. But I think it's one of those things where we were moving so fast at the time, we just didn't stop to think.
And things was BDS. Remember, everything was 500 BDS. If it didn't reach 500, it was like, go to the next one.
Right.
And that's what happened.
But it should have at least been on that album.
It definitely should have been on the album,
Yeah.
bro. We bumped our head not putting that on the album.
Yeah.
Word.
Dang. Okay, so if I offer to give you these or trade them in for a Carcant Air Force One that go for $35,000 on gold with stock X.
Yeah, with StockX, yeah.
Clark Kent sneakers going for 35
Yeah.
bands?
He got
35
one Air
bands.
Force One that's
Clark, I need a pair. Holla at me.
Okay, which ones are you taking?
These, the Memphis Bleeks going for 40. You kidding me?
Exactly.
The Dead Summers. Clark don't want no smoke. You kidding me?
That's
These.
right, yo.
Clark don't want that smoke.
That's
We do
what's
shit.
up.
Versus.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my brother, Memphis Bleek.
That shit was ill, man. That's dope.
Thank you, man.
I
So,
got a nice setup, man. I like that.
just want to get your personal private take on these. Like, is there anything that you feel is off point, off the mark, could have done better? Like, What's your feelings on them?
Nah, I love them, bro. These is fire. Like, I would 100% rock these, especially in Florida. This is summertime.
Oh yeah, that's
With that jersey. I need me a Knicks jersey.
The thing that I love about doing this show is when I get the opportunity to chop it up with people that I'm genuinely friends with.
Yeah.
Cause you know, sometimes some people it's just,
I know.
It's a good conversation,
Yes.
it's an informative conversation. Sometimes I'm listening as a fan, sometimes it's as a peer, but it's not like somebody that, like I said earlier, you grew up with.
That you actually know and you care. Yeah, we got love. I love just like my brother. You know what I mean? Like, between me, you, Goo, Kamel, and Shane,
Right.
we're a family, bro. Like, real talk. Niggas could never disrespect y'all in front of me. Like, the same thing as trying to disrespect Hov.
Likewise,
Word
likewise.
up, my brother.
Once again, man, thank you so much.
Always, man. You know what it is.